Hello and welcome to this video on the video series for the VMD sorter. In this video, we're going to be talking about the crate menu options. These are the options you get by clicking on any of the crates that are in your sorter, such as that one right there. While this video is specifically made for sorters versions 20 and above, these options will apply to the earlier versions as well, or at least most of them will. So you probably can use this video for just about any version that you have. However, we do recommend that you update to the latest version. As I mentioned just a minute ago, you get to the menu by clicking on any of the crates in the sorter. So we click on one. And the first couple of buttons we're going to talk about is the transfer and transfer all. This is very handy if you want to transfer items to another prim in Second Life. It could be another sorter, which is what I'm going to use in this example. Most people will use this to transfer to a drop and go. They'll move several items from a sorter into the drop and go, delete the crates that they had, remove them, and then use the drop and go to resort those items to another sorter or another destination. You need the UUID, that is the unique identifier of the prim that you want to send the items to. And I have a sorter up here I've designated as target sorter. So I'm going to click it for the menu, and I'll click UUID, and that actually puts the UUID right here in local chat. I'm going to copy that. And I'll click on this coffee basket here. Now, transfer all will move all of those items into this sorter. If you just want to move a few, like I'm going to move 3, for example, that's what the transfer button is for. It asks me how many to move. I type in 3, and it's going to ask for the UUID of the destination. That's of this target sorter. So I paste that in, click submit, and then it'll go ahead and move that. See the count drop down to 9. Those 3 baskets are now up here. Now I know you don't see the crate. That's because I haven't sorted yet. So if I click the top center prim to sort, that sorter will then go through the sorting process and create a crate, and voila, I have it there. Some of the other buttons that are in here, Get Crate and Crate Theme, that's how you apply textures and get new textures for your sorter. Those 2 buttons are covered in detail in the video on getting new textures, so I'm not going to cover them here. You can go check out the video on our YouTube channel on getting textures, and they'll talk about those 2 buttons. Another button here is Reset Box. Now, when you use the Reset Box, that pretty much resets the crate by moving the items in the crate up to the top prim. So I'm going to pick on the coffee basket again. If I click on that and I do a reset box, notice it goes dark and the count goes empty. It moved all those items up to this top area, and they are pending to be sorted. This is handy if you've got a crate that's looking goofy or you think something might be wrong with the crate. Just as a quick and easy way to get everything out of it. Then it will allow you to remove that particular crate. Now, there's a couple of ways you can remove the crate. If you have several empty crates and you're not going to need them again and you just want to remove them all, the build option has a remove empty button. This is talked about in the initial sorter introduction video. If you just want to remove a single crate, you can now click on an empty crate and you get a slightly different menu option. You get the crate theme, get crate button, you get a restock button, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, and you get a remove box button. That's what we're going to do, is actually remove that box. And now I have a hole that appears here. If you remove a crate or remove a box using that process, your next step should be then to arrange your sorter. I call it a manifest, but whatever this master list is of all the stuff that's in your sorter might now be slightly askew because I have manually removed that crate. So by going to build and doing arrange, it will rearrange the sorter. It will also automatically resort those items, which is the coffee baskets that I was picking on. and put everything back to normal. So that's what the reset box does. It dumps everything from the box up to this top area. It allows you to remove that box. If you think something was goofy with it, it's probably a good thing to do. Go ahead and remove it. Do an arrange, let your sorter create a new box, and then you'll be on your way. Another option, deliver and deliver single, pretty self-explanatory. This delivers the item directly into your inventory. So deliver single will deliver one item of whatever that you click on. If you just click the deliver button, it will ask you how many to deliver. Now, in this particular case, I only have 2. I clicked on a crate that only has a couple of items in it, so it says available 2. So I could put in 1, I could put in 2, and it would deliver them to me. I'm not going to worry about that right now because, like I said, the buttons are pretty self-explanatory. One caution, if you're delivering a lot of items to yourself, let's say that I want 100 of these water buckets, I would recommend you not use the deliver button, use the box up function instead, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. The deliver button is going to take time because it's going to deliver them to you one bucket at a time, and it can't deliver them very fast, or Second Life will think that you are being spammed and shut down the process. If you are deciding to deliver a whole bunch of items, 50 or 100 or whatever, make sure that the process completes before you teleport away. If you teleport away during the process, you're going to lose any remaining items. That's what the deliver and deliver single does. There is a count button. So I'm gonna set up a scenario here that you might run into. I hope that you don't, but there's always a possibility that you might. I'm going to edit this coffee basket here. Edit linked, edit. Please do not try this at home. I am a trained professional, okay? So do not do this at home on your home sorters. And even though I highlighted a bunch, Second Life will only let you move, one at a time. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take a few out. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 coffee baskets in that crate, but the crate says I've got 9. I know that to be incorrect. So by clicking on the crate, I can click this count button and it will process and lower the count by the 3 that I took out of it. So now this matches what's actually in the crate. Very, very handy button. The restock button is very handy. Some people have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 items of a certain item, like water. A lot of people store a lot of water in their sorters because it's used a lot. The sorter has a restock function. So I've got water buckets right here, and I also have water buckets right here. These are individual water buckets. So I've got 160 in there. These are box up crates of water buckets. So in other words, I went to the water bucket and I used the box up function, which I'm going to demonstrate last because I have to zoom out to show you that taking place. But I went to the water buckets, I did a box up. I boxed up a couple of crates of 25 each. I picked those crates up and I put them right back in this same sorter and I sorted. And that's what they're doing right here. So these are now ready to use the restock function. So if I'm cooking and I'm using a lot of water and this starts getting low, and I look at my sorter and I say, wow, my water buckets are getting kind of low. I better fix that. I can click on that and select restock. The sorter actually rezzed one of these crates. Notice this count went from 2 down to 1. And it moved the items from that crate into the sorter and automatically did a sort. So now I went from 160 up to 185. So that's what the restock function does. The Recipe Hub has a restock function. If you look at the video on the Recipe Hub, you'll see that. the sorter can automatically restock. So if this was like hay to feed your cows, bales of hay, I might have 2,000 hay bales in my sorter, but most of those are boxed up in, say, boxes of 100 each, and they're in that same sorter. So as the hay gets used, the crate drops down and the sorter will automatically restock that crate. It's a very, very handy feature. Okay, I've talked about box up and multiple box up a couple of times. Box up does just that. If you click it, it's going to tell me how many I've got. Okay, I got 185 water buckets. It's asking me how many do I want to box up. I'm going to put in 25. I'll click submit. I'll zoom out a little bit and adjust the camera angle. So you can see that it created a crate with the water buckets. A word of caution, if you're boxing up a lot of items, 200, 500, 1,000 items, it might take a few seconds to do that. Do not pick the crate up until your local chat tells you that the transfer is complete and you see the texture on the crate and you have the hover text that says what's in it and how many. When all three of those conditions are met, then it's safe to pick up the crate. If the sorter is transferring to a crate and you pick up the crate before it's done, you are going to lose the items because there's no place for the sorter to send it. This is boxed up. It's got 25 in it. I could take it and I could drop it right back into this sorter and it would go into this boxed up area that I have. That crate is also transfer. You could give it to a friend. You could put it in a vendor if you want to sell it. And that actually goes to the next button that we're going to talk about, and that is this multi box up button. See on the menu, it has a multi-box. This is very handy if you sell items in bulk. So let's say I sell water buckets in bulk, 25 units in a box. So I can click my water buckets, I can click multi-box up, and it asks me, it says, hey, how many items per box do you want? Well, I just said I sell them in lots of 25, so I'm going to put in 25. Click submit. Then it's going to tell me, okay, based on the quantity of 160, I can do 6 full boxes of 25 each. How many do you want? Well, I'm just going to do 2 for right now, so I'm going to type in 2 and click submit. And that is just what the sorter is doing. It is now creating multiple boxes of 25 each. Now those boxes res on top of each other, so this might look like just one crate, but if I click on it and edit it, I can drag it off to the side. Let me get a hold of my little tag here. And you can see that it actually has 2 boxes that it made, 2 crates of 25 each. So I could pick these up, run off to my vendor where I sell water buckets in bulk, drop these in that vendor and hope that somebody buys them. I'm just going to go ahead and pick them up and then we'll get zoomed back in. And that's all the buttons on the crate menu that we're going to talk about. We talked about the restock, the count, the box up and the multi-box up. Talked about the deliver single buttons. Talked about the reset box, the transfer all. And remember, the get crate and crate theme are talked about in detail in the video on getting more textures. Thank you for watching this video on the crate menu of the VMD sorter, and be sure to check out other videos in this video series.